Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Monday, May 29th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Around 14,000 people have been evacuated and the city is under a state of emergency as wildfires continue to burn out of control throughout the HRM. The wildfire began in Westwood Hills, a subdivision in Upper Tantallon, Sunday afternoon and quickly spread.
It's kind of an emotional roller coaster, right? You get the highs for because of the ones you were able to make a difference for. But I have a home to go to, and there's a lot of people that don't.
As the blaze continued to spread, evacuation orders were expanded from the fire's origins in the Westwood Hills to the Yankeetown Highland Park subdivision, Halifax-area Hills, Glen Arbor, Pockwalk Road, White Hills subdivision, Lucasville Road, all the way to Sackville Drive, Maplewood, Voyager Way, including St. George Boulevard, and all side streets, McCabe Lake area and Indigo Shores.
We are planning today to protect structures again. We understand that the wind direction is changing, so the wind is now from the north, which is going to make this fire move backwards from the direction it was burning yesterday. The forest fires technicians have looked at some drone footage that we put up, and they've analyzed that, and they're telling us that there could still be significant fire, even though the fire may turn around and go back the way it came. That was really fast, really hot fire yesterday.
At least 10 structures have been destroyed, but it's too early to tell how many homes have been lost. As of this afternoon, the province says the wildfire is estimated to cover 788 hectares. Winds were expected to gust up to 40 kilometers per hour throughout today, so fire may spread further south.
I want to tell you that today, as a province, as a first step to try to ease some of the financial stress in some small way that you're feeling, the province is announcing that there will be immediate support available for those households in evacuated areas of up to $500. We're going to work with the Red Cross to make that funding available to you as soon as possible. I'm truly sorry as your premier for what you're going through.
The good news is there have been no reports of missing people or injuries. At least 100 firefighters continued to work on the 5-alarm fire today. As people are evacuated from their homes, there is concern for where their pets and other animals will go.
I am here currently at exit 5 waiting for my partner who has gone inside the evacuation site to get a friend of ours, so a human being and then 2 dogs, and we've already had 1 dog that has passed away due to the heat and the smoke and that as well.
Several calls were put out on social media to not leave pets behind, and homes, shelters, and other vet clinics opened their doors to house animals for evacuees.
We are here to help if anybody has displaced animals. We can board cats overnight. We can't board dogs overnight, but we'd certainly be willing to take them during the day.
The Canada Game Centre welcomed families and their pets as a stationed evacuation centre today.
Right now, it looks like our shelter population will have about doubled, with 28 people telling us that they're going to be staying this evening, and I would expect there's probably going to be a few more pets as well.
Very stressful. It's quite stressful, not knowing whether your house is still standing or not. But on the other hand, common sense is saying to me, we're out, we're all okay, and the house can be replaced.
Comfort centres have also been set up at the Black Point Community Centre and the Beaverbank Kinsack Centre. Once the wildfires spread out of control, horse owners had to let their animals free with no time to load on trailers. Social media posts circulated to be aware for loose horses running around the region. As of this afternoon, most had been recovered. Meantime, another wildfire is burning out of control in Shelburne County. The province says the Barrington Lake fire is now covering around 6,270 hectares and is out of control. The fast-moving blaze had caused the shutdown of sections of Highway 103 due to thick, heavy smoke. This footage was taken in Clyde River yesterday, where worries were widespread from residents ready to evacuate.
In case anyone wanted to peek into what it looks like in Clyde River, that's what it looks like in Clyde River. We've packed what we can, whatever is the most important. and that's all we can do. We checked on our neighbors. Take care.
40 Department of Resources and Renewables staff, more than 40 volunteer firefighters, 2 DNRR helicopters, and 1 water bomber from Newfoundland and Labrador were on scene today. Some structures have been destroyed, but no word on exact numbers yet. Coming up later, we hear more from Sam Brennan about what they've been going through. While the cause of the fire has yet to be determined and is being investigated by the Department of Natural Resources and Renewables, the weather conditions are certainly not helping with efforts to put out the fires. There was less snowfall than normal this winter, and our spring has been extremely dry. Now, with a lack of rain and gusty winds, there's concern that things could get worse. And as our weather specialist Alistair Alder reports, there may not be much relief ahead with very warm temperatures in the forecast this week.
Well, Kate, you mentioned how dry it has been, and really we've been trying to find this balance between getting some warmer weather but also some much needed rain, because we are still in dire need of rain here in the Halifax area, and unfortunately weather conditions not looking ideal for the crews battling these wildfires for the next several days. We have a strong ridge of high pressure extending from the Great Lakes region, and it will move to the southeast of Nova Scotia as the week progresses. This means lots of sunshine is in the forecast. We will have southwesterly winds that will continue to gust 20 up to 40 kilometers per hour during the day. For the next several days, a bit of relief during the nighttime, and also temperatures will be on the rise as the week progresses. By Wednesday, we're up in the mid to high 20s, and then Thursday, we could be talking about high 20s and maybe even low 30s inland. Now, temperatures along the coast will be cooler, but really, it is going to be turning hot and dry with windy conditions for the next several days, and any sign of rain isn't until Friday along a cold front. And right now, it's looking like only a chance of showers as you see that move through there on the weather timeline. Just some scattered showers. Now, some models are showing these showers could be more widespread, which would be the best case scenario right now. But with this still being a few days out, we'll have to closely watch how the system tracks through. Really, all we can do is hope that we get all of the rain that moves through along this cold front on Friday, because there's really no widespread or substantial rainfall in the immediate to long-term forecast here in HRM and really for most of Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Alistair, and we'll check back in with him in the weather section. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with Sam Brennan from Shelburne County.
So, Sam, any advice, any thoughts to share for people who think, well, it'll never happen to me?
Really, I think now that I've been through it, I would go back and make a list and break it down. I had that list that we just have ingrained in our brains for, remaining in place for bad weather or extreme weather or something like that. But we didn't really have anything in place for this, because we knew, if it's just us and that's it, that's the best thing to get out. We have that fireproof safe that's in a convenient location, and we go. And I know those irreplaceable small things that I would grab. I grabbed far more than that. I realized that my attic is in much need of being organized as I'm trying to find my 22-year-old's childhood toys, and so that she had something. And my son's packing his computer, an Xbox, of course, because that's what's most important to him, and a few of his toys. But yeah, I would make a list and have that, take a picture of it, have it in your phone, have it on your fridge, or, have some things already in place so they're ready to go. The most important things, I guess, in place, which that part we did. The things that you need to think about, videotaping the inside of your home so that you have some kind of proof to show insurance companies afterwards what you have, so they're not having to take you on word or try to find receipts that have been lost. Documenting things like that, having your important documents with you. But yeah, a list, I guess that's the best thing I can think of.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of SaltWire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
Here's part 2 of my conversation with Dan Friel. Dan is one of the driving forces behind the soccer tournament, a 32-team winner-take-all 7v7 soccer event taking place June 1st to 4th in North Carolina. Because of your involvement in being a co-founder of the TBT, maybe this was a natural progression, but what was the genesis of this? How did it come together?
We had been doing the basketball tournament since 2014, and it's had a good series of growth. It's a long-term project for us, but basketball was never necessarily the exclusive path that we wanted to follow. There were other opportunities to do other sports and are other opportunities to do other sports. And so when Mike Volk, Henry Timbon, and Aleko Eskandarian came to us with this concept for a 7v7 event, it was kind of a no-brainer for us to investigate it at a minimum. And the more we started digging into it, the more we realized just what a wonderful opportunity it could be to bring this sort of intensity and this pattern that we've developed in basketball to soccer. I think the thing that I always think about is that when we were kind of formulating the idea for TBT to begin with way back in 2010, 2011, I was watching a ton of soccer myself, and I'm sort of a late arrival. And it really wasn't until I was an adult that I really started to understand the importance of the game internationally. And so from that perspective, I was watching a ton of soccer, and the FA Cup in England really was sort of one of the foundational blocks that we started to evaluate. And I was always thinking about as we were developing the concept for TBT, it's an open event, anybody can compete in it. And then there's a single winner that's crowned at the end. And so soccer has sort of always been in the DNA of what we're doing as a company and as an event for basketball. When the opportunity came to do something unique and different, and that's not already being done in soccer, that's kind of exactly the goal that we have with everything that we do, is that we want to be unique and different and fun, and obviously present things in as compelling of a fashion as we can. And so the 7v7 concept for us was really just almost a no-brainer once we started to really dig into it.
You can check out my full conversation with Dan at saltwire.com and on the SaltWire YouTube channel. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now to see what's coming up in the forecast. We're going to check back in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thanks, Kate. Well, after climbing into the high 20s and low 30s in much of HRM yesterday, it was a lot cooler today after a cold front moved through last night. Really, that was the only relief for the crews battling these wildfires, although there was a bit of an increase in relative humidity. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of wet weather in the forecast. Temperatures will be climbing as we go throughout the week. This evening, we'll have mainly clear skies, and the temperature will be near 8 degrees, and a frosty start tomorrow morning near 3 degrees with mainly sunny skies. Mainly sunny throughout the day on our Tuesday with a high of 22 degrees inland, 14 along parts of the coast. Winds will become light tonight, starting light tomorrow, and then from the southwest 15 to 30 kilometers per hour on our Tuesday afternoon. And temperatures will continue to climb as the week progresses. We'll be up in the mid to high 20s on Wednesday inland, and then possibly high 20s and low 30s inland on our Thursday. So really, it's not great weather for crews battling these wildfires. And in terms of rain, there's really none in the forecast until Friday, when some scattered showers will move through along a cold front. All we can hope right now is that we get all of the rain along that cold front, because there's nothing widespread or substantial in the forecast. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com, and you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Turn off the noise. Tune in to what matters. What matters is information you can trust. What matters is the news you can use to make life's big decisions. Informed healthcare choices, casting the smart vote, or opening that business. What matters is understanding the world around you. Let SaltWire connect you to what matters with unlimited access to the information you need for only $20 for the first year. Become a member today.